At some point, if you really want to build wealth, you have to stop asking, how do I get paid? And start asking, what do I own? Because ownership is what changes everything. If you've been working, earning, improving, but still feel like you're just maintaining your position, not moving ahead, this is probably why you're participating in the system, but you don't own anything inside of it. And if these conversations are helping you see things differently, go ahead and like the video and subscribe. This channel is about building real wealth, not just staying busy. The limit of earning without owning. Let's talk honestly. You can earn well, you can even earn a lot. But if everything you have depends on you showing up, you working, you performing, then you're still tied to time. And we already talked about this. Time has a limit. Ownership is what breaks that time or that limit because ownership continues even when you're not actively working. What ownership actually means, ownership doesn't have to be complicated. At its core, it means you have a stake in something that produces value. That could be a business, real estate, investments, equity in something growing. Ownership means you benefit from growth, time, compounding. Instead of just effort, why most people avoid ownership, this is important. It's not that people don't want ownership, it's that ownership requires things people avoid: uncertainty, delayed results, responsibility, patience. Earning is predictable, ownership is not at first. So people stay where it feels safe, but safe often means stagnant. The golden lining shift from security to building. Here's the shift. Most people are focused on security, stable job, stable income, stable routine. And there's nothing wrong with that. But wealth built through building, not just maintaining. At some point, you have to move from let me protect what I have to let me grow something that can outlive my effort. That's ownership. The three levels of money. Let me simplify this in a way you can remember. Level one, earned money. You trade time for income. This is where everyone starts. Level two, managed money. You save, control, and invest. This creates stability. Level three, owned money. You own assets that grow. This creates wealth. Most people stay at level one. Some reach level two. Very few consistently build level three. Why ownership takes time, and that's the point. Ownership feels slow in the beginning. You put in effort, you don't see immediate results. That's where most people quit. But here's the truth. Ownership compounds. At first, it looks small, it feels slow. Then over time, it grows, it multiplies, it becomes meaningful. That delay is not a flaw, it's what makes it powerful. How to start thinking like an owner. This is a practical shift. You don't need to jump into something huge. Start with the mindset. Ask yourself, am I building anything right now? Do I have anything that grows without me? Am I only earning or am I also owning? Even small steps matter. Investing consistently, building something on the side, learning how ownership works. This is a long game. Why ownership requires a different version of you. Ownership changes how you think. You become more patient, more strategic, less reactive, more long term focused. Because now you're not just working, you're building. And building requires vision, consistency, resilience. This is why identity always comes first. The risk people don't talk about. Here's something important. Not only not owning anything has its own risk. It means you're always dependent, you're always replaceable, you're always tied to effort. Ownership has uncertainty, but lack of ownership has limitations, and limitations compound too. What ownership feels like over time. At first, it's uncertain, slow, invisible. Later, it's stable, growing, freeing. You start to feel like you're building something real. You're not starting from zero anymore. Your effort has a future. That's different. Here's the golden lining. You don't build wealth by working harder forever. You build wealth by creating things that continue even when you don't. Ownership is how your effort turns into something lasting. And once that starts happening, your life stops feeling like a cycle. It starts feeling like progress. If this shifted how you think about money, watch the next video. I'm Kush Nathu, and this is the Golden Lining. It's about how to actually choose the right path to ownership, and it'll help you take the next step from here.